No, if you're a fan, shut up. We're here to work. If you're Andre Ward fans, it's not your place to talk, okay? It's my turn. He got hit with 3 low blows, 4 actually in the last round. And please act like grown-ups, okay? We're not here to cheer for our friends. We're going to talk, and we're going to say our piece, and then hopefully I won't have to see you people ever again. Now.
Barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. So, I've been meaning to do this video, but I had to calm down before I did it, just so I wouldn't make an instant reaction. I just want to talk about Kathy Duva's comments yesterday, because when I was there, well, let me preface this. If you guys haven't seen my videos on Kathy Duva, go to my search bar and watch my videos on Kathy Duva. But when I went up to her yesterday, I went up to her and I told her I just wanted to thank her for, whether she loved me or hate me, she would still approve my credentials, because you guys know I've been at odd ends with Kathy Duva probably for the past year, just in terms of the content of my questions and what may have you. So, but I just want, game recognizes game, real recognize real, right? And she respects the fact that I have a job to do, and I have to protect my constituents, and she has to protect hers. And 9 times out of 10, she and I are always on opposite ends of the spectrum. You know what I mean? So now let's fast forward, or digress, to last night. I'm holding the camera, and I had literally just got done interviewing her maybe a minute and a half ago before she touched the mic. And so I'm at peace with Kathy Duva. You know, I wasn't too aggressive with the questions, but I was fair and I was firm, and I spoke my piece, and I thanked her for the credential. And then she gets in front of the mic and she says some distasteful things and borderline elite racist things. Whenever a white person says "you people," that's basically saying "you nigga." That's basically saying "you poor, ignorant, ungrateful ass." Back to Africa, right? You know, it struck a chord in me, literally struck a chord in me, and I wanted to ask her about it, but I didn't want to go back. I didn't want to go backwards on a night like this, just because on a night like this, I already got the victory I wanted. You know what I mean? So I didn't want to tread water or swim upstream with Kathy Duva again, because Andre Ward beat Sergey Kovalev twice, and she can rise. Sergey Kovalev is currently irrelevant at the 175-pound division. He doesn't sell tickets, and he's too good for a prospect to fight. So he's going to go to Russia and make $20,000 a fight and live happily ever after, because he doesn't like America anyway, right? So I'm going to do this video as if I'm talking to Kathy Duva. Kathy, I'm just going to help you understand the importance of framing words and framing your message. And I know you're upset because Sergey Kovalev lost, and 2, probably lost to a black man, and 3, you probably think he cheated, and 4, you believe you're always supposed to win, and 5, you have felt entitled and privileged your entire promotion career that I have known of, the past decade. I don't know Kathy Duva past 10 years. And you know, you've been fortunate enough to been handed a golden baton from your father, which is what parents are supposed to do. I don't care about nepotism or anything like that, because it's supposed to be that way. And I'll do another video on that because I probably struck a chord in some of you guys. Nepotism, that is. But you cannot, under any circumstances, berate and or degrade a race of people because you are upset. And I know some subscribers or people who hate me going to say, well, she has the right to say that because they're loud and being disrespectful. And I wouldn't say they're being disrespectful. I would gather that they don't know the decorum of the media center, probably because for the most part they haven't been there, right? And when you walk out, remember, those are his intimate friends and family. So with that being said, everyone in there probably have had a conversation with Andre Ward on multiple occasions, and they know how he feels, how he genuinely feels about Team Kovalev. So when they see a Kathy Duva who team just walked out of the press conference on Thursday, Sergey Kovalev threatened, I was there, personally threatened a team member of Andre Ward. He re-Instagram message. I mean, re-Instagram. I don't know what the term is. Reposted a message that had the word nigger 3 or 4 times. And they have been negotiating for these 2 fights for a year. So they have been Cain and Abel for the past year. And this was the final act of the play. And Team Ward won, and then celebratory fashion, and you see the villain. You thought the villain was dead, and up it reappears, right? So I'm going to side with Team Ward for multiple reasons. They had no idea what the decorum is of the media center, and truth be told, yeah, you're supposed to be unbiased in the media room, but at the end of the day, I've been in this game for, I would say, a long time now, close to 10 years, and it's pretty divided. The media room is pretty divided, and it goes unspoken, but doesn't go unnoticed. And that's just realities of life. And so, but once Ward team realized that there was some truth intertwined in her racist rant, her elitist rant, they calmed down and they let her talk. But under no circumstances can you use the term "you people" when you're talking to black and brown people. It just it takes our mind somewhere else. And I'm holding a camera and I hear it. I'm like, what the fuck? You know how aggressive I am when it comes to black issues. I wanted to say something, and I'm unafraid. At this point, I'm genuinely unafraid to say anything to anyone in a respectful manner, that is. And I wanted to say something, but what stopped me, honestly, is Ward had won the fight. And literally, I'm not gonna lie, I had just gave dap to a few media members who I knew that was allies with me in terms of Ward, and I was just in a jovial mood. And I didn't want to change my mood because my mood was more valuable in that moment than having a distasteful conversation in mixed company with Kathy Duva. I didn't want to do it. So, but now that I've calmed down from that situation, extracted myself from there, Kathy Duva needs to know that you can't talk like that. You're the face of Main Event. You're the strong arm of Main Event. You are everything to Main Event. And I realized that Sergey Kovalev was your primary source of income. However, Just like there's a decorum in the media center, there should be a decorum on on media relations and how we communicate with each other in the media room. And I thought that was disgusting. I think that you need to have a public apology. There's you owe the war team an apology for saying "you people." If I'm not mistaken, Ross Perot said that. I need to Google that because it's been over 20 years, and I think it was Ross Perot who said "you people." But I want to frame it in context so I can present it to you guys. But it's been so long. But I remember him. I think it was him who said "you people," and I believe he apologized, and that pretty much ruined his presidential campaign, if I'm not mistaken. Help me out with that in the comment section. And she owes Team Ward an apology. It's not gonna happen, and I'm gonna talk to her. I'll see her in the next 2 or 3 months. She'll have some fighter coming up the ranks, and I'll see her. She'll be promoting him on somebody's undercard. She doesn't have any any main event fighters. Main event doesn't have any main event fighters currently right now, I don't believe. Well, it's with the exception of Sergey Kovalev on a big card, on a big stage. But I'm going to talk to her about that in private. I just thought that was distasteful. Maybe I'll talk to her in public about it. Maybe I'll frame a question so it can create dialogue instead of her being my adversary, even though we know she's my adversary. So I just thought it was disgusting, man. I can't get away with that, and I choose not to talk like that in mixed company. When I'm with my boys, I talk how I want to talk. Like I've been wanting to do a video on this for such a long time. Like the word nigga, I love that word. Like it's I love saying it to my my inner circle friends. I love saying that word, man. It makes me feel good. But in mixed company, I won't say it. Because it's damn near 2 o'clock over here, so I don't want the return fire. And if I get the return fire, it moves me in a certain way. Now I'm of the age now where I don't fight over the word nigga anymore. I rather have an articulate conversation. In my 20s, I would have fought over the word, and but in my few months away from 40, I won't do that anymore. I choose not to do that. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think that it was that appropriate? Although I forced your answer because I asked this question after my commentary. So I should have asked it before and then got into my commentary. But yeah, Kathy Duva owes Team Ward an apology. Definitely owes Team Ward an apology. And Andre Ward, I felt really good. I'll never forget. I don't think there's no current fight today that would make me feel that good. Although I do have $1,000 on Triple G to defeat Canelo, but that's a different emotion. I can go out and earn that $1,000 back somehow, some way. But what Andre Ward did for me last night and November 17th. Wait a minute, was both fights on the 17th? Was it November 19th or November 17th? Help me out with that. That's pretty interesting if it was both on the 17th. And somewhere in there. That night in November and last night was just special for me. It was exceptionally special. And I've told Ward that in private, and I've told him that in the form of a question. But I'm gonna say thank you, Andre Ward. You have no idea what your win last night did for some little kid in Oakland who wants to become a fighter, and you're his hero. As I told you guys in a video 3 or 4, maybe 4 weeks ago, Adrian Broner is not your child's role model. Andre Ward is. You know, he's at the apex of his powers, and he's still doing it the right way. I mean, how many people? I how many of us would have enough respect for the world we live in, even though we can move the chess pieces better than anyone because we're fiscally more advanced than our contemporaries or opponents, for that matter? You know, I would say Ward is probably worth about $15 million right now because he seems like a very responsible person when it comes to money. So I would say he probably has $15 to $20 million in cash he can get a hold of, you know? And he's still humble. What he said to me personally last night was just special to me, you know? It just made me feel good, you know? It made me feel good. And that's why I'm forever Team Ward. And and you know what the great thing about supporting a guy like Andre Ward is he will never ever do anything to make you waver in terms of your support of him. He's going to make mistakes. He's going to lose a fight eventually, quite possibly. He may say some things out of emotions, quite possibly, maybe. I haven't seen him do it, maybe, but he will always come back center. You know, Kathy Duva hasn't come back sooner. And I'll leave you guys with this. When there's no adversity, people will compliment you on your character. When there is adversity, you will reveal to others your character. And last night was adverse circumstances for Kathy Duva, and she revealed her true character. So Barbershop Conversations, feel free to hit the subscribe button. We got a big win last night. I feel exceptional. I feel great. I just ran 10 miles, and I feel good, man. My feet are burning, but I feel good. I got 2 more days of this training. I did 42 days, man. 6 strong weeks. Worked out. I only had 4 off days in 42 days, man. 4 off days. Can you believe that? 4 off days. I worked out 38 out of 42 days. You know, and I had 2 bad workouts. So 36 days I've had an above average workout. So anyways, man, Barbershop Conversations. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.